Hello, welcome. Time to play World of Warcraft. Things have changed a bit because we are no longer in Wrath of the Lich King. Here we are in Cataclysm. The world has cataclysmed or whatever the fuck. Deathwing, a tiny dragon, rose out of a fucking cave, and apparently that rising out of the ground caused tornadoes and fucking tidal waves and destroyed the entire world. But
he had a huge jaw, so he must have been like a fancy BDSM dragon or something. He must have been really powerful.
And his name is Deathwing.
Which I have immediately renamed to Cockring, but yes.
But sounds like a fucking 5-year-old wrote this shit. They're like, well, yes. Here's really what happened. People were complaining about why can't they fly in the first two continents of the world, and the first two expansions, Burning Crusade and Wrath of the Lich King, basically just added a new continent, like Outland, which added flying, and then Northrend, which also had flying, but they didn't go back and edit the first two continents, Kalimdor and Eastern Kingdoms, to have flying. What that means is that there's a bunch of areas which you're not supposed to get to that are empty. Sometimes I would jump like this at a fucking cliff, you know, and eventually I would just get over. And I found weird shit like that, where it's like empty, desolate areas, untextured areas, you know, and that you're not supposed to see. And if you would fly, you would immediately see those things, because they designed the world. You know how, like, action RPGs that have a camera angle at a certain angle sometimes won't have things even created that are behind you because the camera's never going to look that way? It's like that. So they basically...
It's a waste of resources.
Yeah, a waste of effort to even develop it. So then they had to basically go through and do that with the land. They had to finish it. So then they were like, well, since we're finishing this stuff, why don't we just overhaul everything and make it seem like this giant event happened and then creates all this shit. Like, look over here. There's like fighting happening now everywhere because, you know, all the beasts of the land have become emboldened, and now they're like trying to fucking murder more, and so now these guards are everywhere there's little fight sequences happening constantly. But also,
it's really stupid and annoying to me.
Yeah. Well, and also what it is it makes it easier, because now, you know, you have 3 guards helping, and you just have to walk up and, like, attack the one you want. And so, you know how before, sometimes you encounter situations where, like, you take aggro because you walk too close, and some little boar would come close to you while you're fighting another one, and now you're fighting 2, or sometimes you'd be fighting 4, and then you die? Well, that's not going to happen when there's guards around everywhere fighting everything, right?
Baby mode.
It's baby mode even further. For longer. The hand-holding has been extended until
I'm a baby.
middle school.
Cradle. Give me a cradle. Wah. Here's Cataclysm cradle.
They also started adding shit, like this used to be empty, so now there's like a castle being built here. I kind of like that. It makes it seem like the world has changed, right? Time has gone by.
Huh?
Like these walls are not here. Now we're technically inside of a keep. And this is like the...
Excuse me, but I'm eating my potato chips.
Okay, you eat. I'm going to talk.
Have you heard about the Ruffles? I'm eating Ruffles original.
Like from 30 years ago I heard about Ruffles, yeah.
Yes, sometimes I always eat flavored chips and I never go back to ever just eat the original. The original is actually really good.
Sometimes the original is the best. Sometimes when you make new additional changes, you just make things worse. See what I did there?
It relates.
Yeah, they're like sitting there trying to be like, well, what flavors have we not done yet? Sriracha and, like, you know, weird shit, you know, and they're like...
Sriracha must be this one because it's like the orange and the lava dragon cave and...
So then, okay, what else did they change? They overhauled the skill system completely.
Well, from looking around here, it looks like I'm in an endless castle. What the hell's going on here?
Yeah, you're basically this entire little zone, which was like just this little keep by itself, you know, the little tower by itself, Sentinel Hill, has now become like a keep or whatever. If you look on the map, it's like, check out the map. The map has been updated, which looks a lot better, actually.
I don't like this new keep that I'm in. I really don't like it.
Does the map look more detailed, though? Like the actual drawing has better, more fancy, full drawing quality, I would say, you know?
A little bit nicer, yeah.
But
it's not all bad, but mostly bad.
So
the
then,
game, I mean, the update.
The thing that I hate the most is the way that they change the skills and the combat, basically.
I mean, I'm not liking immediately is just how there's dudes standing around everywhere in these little pointless, endless mini fights forever.
So let me just talk for a minute about this thing called rotations. So, you know how before when you were playing your warrior, you had skills like charge and heroic strike, and you had rend and stuff like that, right? And you could pretty much use them at how you wanted, right? You're like, I want to rend right now. I want to make
a
bleed.
Bar, and I was using them already.
And you're like, I want to do this now. I want to do a rend now. Well, guess what? Some nerds would do things like calculate the absolute optimal way to do things. So they'd be like, well, the best way to do it, and sometimes I'd even say that to you with the mage. I'd say, no, you got to hit him with the frostbolt, and then you got to do the fireball, but then you got to hit him with the flame shock after the fireball because you don't want to lose any time, and that's how you get the maximum damage, right? So that became called a rotation, which is like the order that you push your skills in. Oh. And so then the nerds would basically go online and they go, oh, you want to make a warrior? Well, which kind of warrior are you going to be? Are you going to be an arms warrior? Well, here's your rotation. Here's the skills you have to use, and here's the exact order you must use them in.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
That's how people would turn the game into, but you didn't have to play it that way. What this add-on does the most, which I hate, is they basically catered to those nerds. And they said, oh, okay, you want rotations? So they designed the entire skill systems to be that way, where they expect you to push them in a certain order. And now the game is designed that way, rather than like you just push the skills like on demand.
You have to figure that out on your own, or like through forums or nerd things. You know?
You can feel the design is like, whoa, what the fuck? Look at this cyclone. What the hell? Kind of like that shit. Look to the right. Look to your right.
1 second, I have to murder this guy. Oh, it wore off just before I murdered him. God damn it.
The heroic strike made you, but look, there's a fucking cyclone.
I saw that earlier. I was like, what is this? Is that an enemy?
So, I have this new skill I got called Crusader Strike, and I got Judgment. And so, they expect me to use them in a certain order. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be Crusader Strike and then Judgment, because the cooldown on one is 6 seconds and the other one, or 4.5 seconds, and this one's 8 seconds. And so if I do this one first, you know, then I can do this one.
I need a target.
No, I think it's the other way around. I can't do it. I can't do it right. I'm an idiot. But they would call me They would call me an idiot for not doing the rotation correctly. But they are the idiots for wanting the world to bend to their rotation simple mind, you know? Like, I want the game to be, I want the skills to feel like on demand. I don't know how else to say it. You feel like you want to make them bleed now, you make them bleed now. Like, if that isn't optimal, then that's fine. You'll learn to optimize over time. They shouldn't be...
Even though I haven't actually done this rotation thing, just from the sound of it, I don't want it.
Well, so why do you think you have a skill now called Strike? Right? Don't you have a new thing called Strike?
It uses 20 rage.
Well, so now you have that skill or something because there was a gap in your rotation for warrior compared to other classes. So they made every class the same. You need to have a little 3-sequence button. Oh shit, I sucked up into it. So any classes that didn't have a 3-skill order thing, they added extra skills for that purpose. So now you do have a 3-skill order thing, and now all the classes play the exact same. But even that, the even worse part is, it doesn't even matter what your class is and what your skills are, because expect to play 50% of the game doing mini games in vehicles, where you're like, take this helicopter, fly over this island, and drop bombs on them. And you're like, left click, drop bomb, click, you know, and then they're like, here's to take this item, throw it at the monkey, throw bananas at the monkeys. And you're like, okay, and then you click the monkey and you push banana and you throw it at him. Like, a game, like worse than Roblox, man. Game made for little 5-year-olds.
This happened in like 2006, 2007 they did this?
No, this came out later. This was like 2012, I think.
Oh, okay. The ruining years.
Or something like that, yeah. I forget the exact time, but basically...
The time period where games all started just getting worse and worse for some reason.
Well, so, okay, there's this guy who worked for Blizzard at the time. I think his name is Will or something. Something Will. I don't remember his exact name. He's too much of a loser for me to even care.
Cocksucker.
But he became like the head of WoW, and I think head of like a lot of game design at Blizzard. And he had this idea that players are so stupid they can only keep track of 6 total things ever. He read that somewhere in some psychology book and he took it to heart. They designed everything around it. So like when you play Diablo 3 versus Diablo 2, Diablo 2 you had like skill trees where you could choose whatever skills you want to use. You want fire meteor, you want lightning bolt, you have, you know, chain lightning, whatever the fuck you want. And even there people would figure out optimal builds, but you could be an idiot if you wanted to. You could make a shitty build if you wanted to, which is fun. But he was like, okay, Diablo 3, you have 6 skill choices between A or B. 6 A or B choices is all you can do in Diablo 3. That's it. Isn't that fucked up? You could be like, well,
you have to actually, I have yet to play it, so.
Well, so the thing,
if you ever want me to try it or not, but
the thing you would like about Diablo 3 is that it actually has a pretty good story campaign. It's designed a lot more for people who don't want to play the same boss over and over and over again. You could just kind of like play through the content.
I've enjoyed games like Titan Quest, which is very like really cool campaign. You go to different areas all the time.
Yeah, but you wouldn't.
But
you wouldn't play Titan Quest where you'd have to grind for items, which is how you're supposed to sort of do that.
Oh.
But in Diablo 3, you don't really have to because there's not enough depth for it. I would say. But
I don't remember that Grim Dawn game, but I think that was also like mostly just go through an area like once or twice.
Yeah, Grim Dawn was made by the people who used to work for Iron Lore, which made Titan Quest, and they made their own company called Crate Entertainment.
Fuck me.
Suck you up. Whee! There's the Cataclysm. The impacts of the Cataclysm are everywhere in the world. There's the Raging Chasm. Like that kind of stuff is kind of cool. How a lot of the world has changed. Like these things are fine. Changing the world, adding new things is fine. It's the skill changes and the quest changes and the way you do quests that ruins it. And this is why this is the add-on where everyone quits. And or this is when everyone quit, and now I feel like quitting the fucking. Oh my god, I'm gonna fall down into the pit, aren't I? Jesus Christ!
There's no way out if you fall.
No, you can just run over here. I feel almost like they changed the fucking angle.
I'm out of range.
I'm out of range.
I can't cast that.
Oh, let me join your party.
Let
Let me join your party. Let me invite you. Wait, that ooze turned into a giant or some shit?
Turn into a human of some sort. For a moment.
Invited. Party. Oh, by the way, I've disabled my experience gain, and I wanted to test something. When I do that, do you still gain experience? Like,
oh, maybe I get all the experience.
Yeah, I don't know.
Kill a slime.
For some reason, I get the feeling you're still gonna get reduced experience. And I'm gonna get 0. Because you know why? Because if all it took for me to power level you is to disable my EXP gain, people would be power leveling each other. So you got 92, which is... you have currently the bonus blue bar because you're rested for a week. So...
that's just the standard amount I'm getting.
You're getting the standard reduced amount for being in a party, but at least you're getting experience.
I watched that one show, The Bear, which is a restaurant show.
The restaurant show.
Standard reduction.
It's not a restaurant show, it's a fucking drama. When you say restaurant show, I think fucking reality show about running a restaurant.
No, it's not. It's a drama.
Okay.
But they always talk about a reduction in a duck sauce. And actually, that's in movies like that one crazy movie with a crazy chef called Menu. That was actually a really good movie.
Click the greed button, please. Need, motherfucker, you don't even use wands. You're a warrior. You'd be kicked out of the party right now by the nerds. They'd be like, did this warrior just click need on a wand?
I was talking about reductions and sauces. You want it? I can give it to you.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't care. It's trash.
We're actually going to be quitting this and going to classic version, back to classic.
Yeah, so I found out because I was searching because I was kind of upset because I was trying to play this goblin character, which is the new race they added. And then I was like gonna just make him my banker because I was waiting for the goblin just so I could make a goblin banker character. A banker character, by the way, is one that just sits in town and you just mail him things. Like anytime you got your inventory full, you just go to the mailbox, mail it to your banker, and then your banker logs on and he auctions everything on the auction house. You know?
Uh-huh.
So that's like, here, let me set it to free for all. So you can loot shit.
Holy shit, look at my fucking bags.
Oh, are they full? Whatever. Let's go back to Stormwind.
We're gonna just have to make a new character anyway, so...
Let's go back to Stormwind and let's see. Yeah, so let me tell you, so the goblin, I was gonna just run him from the starting zone to Orgrimmar, the capital city of the Horde or whatever the fuck. And then I was like, I'm just gonna make him my banker. And then I realized, holy shit, he's locked into this starting quest zone shit for like all the way to level 15. They make you go like, and it's very linear. It's like you do 1 or 2 quests at a time. There's no option of which quest you want to do. It's this quest, and then you do the next quest, and then you do the next quest. And it's all linear, and every person does the same thing, which is, yet again, it's like a defeating the entire point of a giant sandbox where you could do whatever the fuck you want, you know?
This is stupid how these random enemies just everywhere. It's dumb.
I can't trust that yet. That's still
But there's little fights happening everywhere.
It's not, doesn't make the world feel more dynamic? Yeah, dynamic?
It feels forced or like fake or something. I don't know how to explain it. I don't like it.
Oops, I healed myself. I could heal you.
I can't cast that yet.
So I got new skills. I got some sort of thing now called Crusader Strike, an instant strike that causes 135% weapon damage and grants a charge of holy power. And then I have another thing called Word of Glory, consumes all holy power to heal a friendly target for 67 per charge of holy power. So if I do this on this motherfucker, can I click on you? Heal, instant heal.
I don't have a target.
So they added basically some sort of system for me to passively heal constantly, as long as, guess what, I'm doing the rotation correctly. I'm being rewarded for doing the rotation. So it's like, it makes it super easy if you're doing it correctly, because then you're like, look, I got a free instant heal every fucking number of time, and like it wasn't easy enough already.
What that kind of does, a little bit for me, what that sounds like it would do, is it breaks the immersion. Because when I'm playing Gothic 2, there's no bullshit like that. There's no rotation. That's
right.
Like,
No,
that feels like
you're right.
out of the game.
Yes, it's a fourth wall break, or it's a, it's like in Final Fantasy 12 when you had skills that said like, when your health is less than 70%, cast heal, and it would be like a skill you would pick up called, like, imagine looting a monster and you pick up a thing that says less than 70% health engram. Imagine that being an item, like some code fragment, a section of code. It's very yeah, it removes your ability to immerse yourself in the lore, right? It becomes like very code-like and like.
Saying like if Fallout 3 had that kind of thing, I would not have preferred Fallout 3 the way I did.
Like, you have to basically imagine your character talking about these things, like having a rotation, you know? And then I do this skill, and then I do this skill, and that's like the right order of the skills that I use. That's how people would mock him, you know? Like, his peers would mock him in the world.
Seems like the enemies just also never stop spawning here, so it's just endless.
Oh,
like an endless fight bullshit.
Yeah, they made the spawn, it used to be that you have to wait 15 minutes because, like, players would come and they'd run in.
Fight them fucking forever if you want.
Yeah. Yeah. It's my.
Some people do the level then?
I don't have a target.
Yes.
Somehow.
Yes, they've made it absolutely mindless. It's like, I don't know how to explain it, but when you play Guild Wars 2, you basically go from one quest to the next to the next to the next. It's non-stop, like you're in a casino, and that's what they've basically turned this game even more into. And it used to be, so basically Wrath of the Lich King, and I would even say,
we'll steal those Guild Wars players back.
well, I mean, they just went the way of Guild Wars, you know? So they're like,
yeah.
I see what you're saying, because they're like, oh, you like Guild Wars, huh?
Yeah. We'll steal that player base back. We'll cater to them.
Which is, I think, a mistake, because that's why I didn't like playing Guild Wars. But then at the same time, I told people earlier in chat when I was playing with the Goblin, I said, like, you know, like, I want to just fight with my skills that I have on my character. And then these fucking losers, they told me, like, if you want to just do combat quests only, you should go play EverQuest. Like, they actually enjoy doing these little minigame fucking bullshit things. Anyways, let's run back to Stormwind, be on foot so we see the different changes along the way.
I don't like these walls and things.
I don't like the walls.
This was just a nice field before. It was like nice and tranquil, and now it's like, just, I don't know.
Now there's all these
everywhere.
transients over here and stuff.
I have to deal with that in the city I live in. There's transients everywhere. It's a problem.
Yeah, but if that was
That was funny to me, seeing a transient in the game.
if this is the only change, like just adding new content and these kind of changes,
hobos.
that's fine to me. But like, it ends up being those other things, like the fact that you have to do things a certain way, which the entire, like, it's almost like I could imagine the original developers of the game being like, no, we designed the game to be the opposite of that. We wanted people to have choice of what they do, and they've designed it so that way you have to do the thing that they want for you to do. And that's what I hate. I hate linear shit. I hate no choice. Like, you have no choice in what you're supposed to be doing.
Yep.
But anyway, so that's
then
when
came the board meeting, and they're like, "We're gonna ruin everything that we've built."
Pretty much.
But it's not how it was designed. When it's out of your hands, it's our property, and we want to ruin it now. So
I mean,
bye.
I think like they maybe what it is that people were getting bored of WoW just naturally because they played through all the content. So then they're like, well, how do we get those people to keep coming back? But they won't come back if they have to quest it enough more because they've already quested enough.
All they have to do is add more lands in different areas, but keep the same core gameplay. Then there's no reason to change the core gameplay stuff.
Well, did it ever occur to them, for example, that there's a new generation of children every fucking few years who would play play the game too? Like, but then they're like, yeah, they're like doing sriracha because they think that original chips is no longer good because they've already eaten too many Ruffles original or something like that, you know. But so somebody said to me,
Stormwind, or how do you get the Stormwind?
I was like arguing with people. We're going the right way. I was arguing with people.
Is this the side of Stormwind? No, this is just like a weird.
Because, you know, that's the fun thing to do. You argue with people in global looking for group chat about why Cataclysm sucks, and then they're saying like, no, we like it, and I'm just like, these are the losers who are responsible for the death of game design, basically. Not just WoW, all of game design. No, it's not going here. Let's keep going past this one. Stormwind is just around the corner. Actually, let's go to Goldshire just to see it. Just if you follow this road. But so somebody said,
stupid low-level enemies.
So somebody just said, like, you know, hey, then if you hate this game so much, then why do you even play it? Why do you even pay for the subscription? And I was like, well, you know, that's a stupid argument of when you're trying to talk about like why a design is bad. That's like saying just accept how it is. You just fuck yourself like that, you know? Because they're like, they don't want to engage in the argument and make a good argument for why they think the other one's better. So they're just like, just fucking stop playing it then. And I said, you know what? Okay, I will. No, I didn't say that to him, but I was like,
it doesn't solve the argument. The argument is
the game is still shit
because I want it to go back to how it was, but it's not.
It never will be.
You know.
And so that's when I was like, wait a minute, but maybe it can be. And I found out about WoW private servers, and the one I found even specifically said, play WoW, you know, at the pinnacle from the beginning to the pinnacle, and they would have it from vanilla through Burning Crusade through Wrath of the Lich King or whatever. And they also have multiple.
That's where it all fell apart after that.
I think so. I think the next expansions just do worse and worse, and like I actually even read that
Cataclysm came next. What came after that?
The Mists of Pandaria, which is like,
what did that ruin?
It just became even more like this, even more straightforward, more linear, less choice. Like they give you pandas, but you know, it's more minigame quests. Apparently in the current version of retail, quests scale to your level, for example. You know?
Oh no!
Just so basically
That's a ruined Oblivion.
Pick any direction, and just go. It doesn't matter where you're going. This is like how Guild Wars 2 was. It was literally like a casino. Bling, 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 bling.
That's why I never played Oblivion. I started at the beginning and I was like, oh fuck, they just level with you all the time. Like there's never any challenge. It's always the same.
It's just you pick a direction and you just go. It doesn't matter which direction you're going. That makes me feel.
This looks pretty much the same.
Yeah, it is.
Isn't this giant forge on the side? Was that there before?
Yep. The only thing that changes is maybe the quality went up a little bit.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Maybe a little bit, yeah.
The texture quality. Weren't you complaining about the textures being blurry and stuff? That's kind of fixed.
So the buildings look nicer. Why can't they just
do that?
Just do this, but none of the gameplay affecting bullshit. Like, why do they have to do everything?
Yeah, because sriracha. That's what I'm going to call the video. Sriracha.
You're right though. Sriracha. Was
Sriracha-ism.
Like, the flavor came along and
Sriracha-ism.
suddenly everything had to be sriracha. Sriracha chicken sandwich. Sriracha chips. Sriracha. Your mama.
That's
know?
where we
Your
came
mama
from.
sauce.
We gotta
Or your
go.
mom.
We gotta go up this way.
Going the other way?
No, just around the blacksmith. This way.
I don't even know where you went.
Over here. Over here. Well, I mean, it's supposed to be the other road, but this is fine. It connects here. For some reason, every time I've ever left this town of Goldshire, I always thought that that direction goes to Stormwind, which you seem to think the same thing too. But it's
That's
actually...
how it feels. Like it feels like it's that way, but it's actually this way.
Yeah, it's like the... Yeah. It's a less than 90-degree turn from where
I mean,
start
somehow
zone.
they've managed to put some kind of feeling of like a... homeward bound. I don't know how else to explain it, you know?
Over that
Some
way.
kind of feeling of homeness
The other direction.
in the game. Yeah, but then somehow they fucked up the direction there. 'Cause like, naturally, it feels like that's the way toward home.
This
towards
feels like
Stormwind,
a
but it's
side
not.
path. This feels like a secret alley path or something, yeah.
Feels like 1/8 of a direction off somehow.
Yeah, you know what's weird in
Instead
this?
of Stormwind being west, it's like northwest, and you're like, why?
There's this place in Washington State called Bellingham, and they have 7 directional cross intersections. Like imagine coming to a light intersection, and at the little signs above by the light say, like, take a 90-degree turn left on this lane, but this other lane is like a 30-degree turn.
I would kill myself.
it was
There are a lot of
insane. I don't even know how people. Yeah, I don't know.
There are a bunch of accidents all the time. Oh wow, the castles and shit look sharper though. That's for sure. The textures are really sharpened up a lot.
Yeah.
This area, looking at the castle front, looks really nice. Like I wish we could play this version because visually it's nicer, but then you can't because they fucked it up.
Well, I mean, we could try to play it and see if we can tolerate.
No, I don't like that. I don't like the little groups of idiots everywhere. It's already ruining it for me. Like not even having played it.
If you play the actual new content that they added, which is like the Goblin or the Worgen races, you're basically locked into playing these linear sequences. And if you get to the level 80 content, which goes from 80 to 85 because they increased the max level to 85, it's yet another, like, you're locked into a linear progression, and by the time you're done, you've reached 85 and you've made like 5,000 gold or something. Yeah, and you ride seahorses and shit. You go underwater and you ride your little seahorse, and you're like, this is like when Margaret and I were playing this game. That's when we stopped playing it because of this shit.
Yeah.
All right, here we are back in Stormwind, but in the new updated graphics version.
Visually, the buildings look nicer, sharper. Everything looks more distinguishable. But
yeah, actually,
again,
some people were saying this looks like Toontown. I think it's because the gravel on the ground or the pavement or what is this called? Cobblestone. The cobblestone shit is like darker now, and I think what you just said though makes sense is that they look more distinct, like the buildings stand out because the ground used to look so similar to the buildings themselves. It used to just be like, you are in stone world, right? You're in cobble world. Cobbled walls, cobbled ground. So now the cobbled buildings are a slightly different color than the cobbled ground. Oh yeah, now they have flying mounts, and so if you look up, see any flying mounts around?
I saw a dragon flying earlier.
Look at that motherfucker taking off.
Dragon, he just flew.
Those little fuckers, they're all flying around everywhere, these motherfuckers. They love that shit. See, that's the kind of stuff though where I don't mind that change. I would love to fly around in these other continents, but they didn't have to ruin the whole game just to be able to add that feature.
Yeah. You were actually looking forward to this. Like, oh, Cataclysm's coming. We're going to be able to fly.
I forgot.
And you looked at it and you're like, oh, god damn it.
I forgot how bad they made it and how linear they force you to play. This is now the auction house. They streamlined everything, so now running from the auction house to the bank is a straight line. They streamlined it like a fucking literal line. Here's Auctioneer Jackson, my favorite auctioneer here.
Jackson.
She's the only female one, is what it is. The other two are males. She's kind of a hot one.
I won't give my money to dirty men.
No.
Only to a prostitute.
Oh, let's go over here. There's a place here called the park. That's this way. Oh, I need to talk to this lady for set my home.
Need help?
Because my home got reset.
Here we are in the new expansion, and she's still not naked. I'm disappointed. Uninstalling immediately.
Allison?
Yes, they should have made her more naked.
She looks naked when you look at her from far away, yeah. Well, she looks like it's painted on.
They made it a little bit less. It was actually more looked like that more before. Now it's less.
Huh. There's no like line of shadow between her shirt and her body, so it looks like it's painted onto her.
Innkeeper Allison with 2 L's. Does the name Allison normally have 2 L's? I don't think so.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe sometimes.
Stupid.
Sometimes not.
I'm gonna say Allison because like the word all.
Now, I don't actually think we ever visited the harbor before. Did you remember seeing a harbor?
I kind of ran around.
Maybe we did go down to the harbor, but
Kind of ran around one time. I remember, yeah.
Well, let's go check it out. But also on the way to there was this place here called the park, which used to just be like an empty, like there's no vendors or anything, but it was like nice and decorated with a little garden, like decorated flower arrangement shit, you know. That's now the garden. That's the garden. Can we cross the bridge?
Cataclysm.
Can we cross the bridge here?
Got cataclysmed.
Yeah, it's gone.
One of the places where like, where can we do these cataclysms? And then they have to identify areas where there's not that much activity.
Right, like the park. So they're like, destroy the park.
Look at this guy in the chat. He just wrote, "Man, WoW feels like WoW again."
What the fuck? Why?
Oh, stupid.
Why? Why did they like this? I don't understand. I don't understand why people like this shit, yeah.
It's that new oh shit, I fell in the water. It's that new generation of idiots.
They like it. They like sriracha chips. They're like, why would you eat original, man? That's just boring.
Fuck, did I just get stuck in this area? God damn it, they never play tested this.
Wait, no way.
They never play tested this?
No, there's gotta be a way out. The hell? I got out. The hell? You come over here. Obviously, you can't get out there. Obviously.
Nope.
Get over here.
I'm here now forever.
You can just get out over here. For fuck's sake.
I live here now.
But like.
But anyway, so what's the plan with this? We're gonna just
come over here.
Stop playing this one, right?
Come over here. Fuck's sake, get over here. Just walk out.
We're gonna stop playing this version.
Yes. Well, as soon as
the original.
Yeah. But so unfortunately, we have to make new characters again. So you've never been level 20 ever in your life.
No, because this game is a disappointment. It keeps on resetting me. It keeps on forcing me to start back at square one over and over. I don't understand.
All right, here's come down here. Here's the harbor. I don't remember coming here before for some reason.
I don't think I saw this far. Nope.
No, because this is actually the harbor was added in Wrath of the Lich King. It wasn't here before. I
just saw like around the main city, all areas of the main city.
Did you remember looking over this shit? So this was originally.
No, definitely not.
This was in Wrath of the Lich King, the harbor. This is what was added. Like this was not in Burning Crusade, I think, or definitely was not in vanilla.
Holy shit, my health.
Dude, I don't even need to heal you. You're already full health. You're level 13 and you fucking now you have super regen. So like maybe they dumbed it down to be like you can reach level 20, right?
Maybe.
Look how fast your health goes up. 80, 90, full. Like that's just.
I gotta say, sometimes games like when you're falling, you don't really have that feeling of vertigo because they just have like something about their physics or the fall speed or the fall, you know, the heights and the dimensions of the level design. You don't really feel it, but in this game, holy shit, I felt the vertigo as I was falling. You really get a sense of like, you know, height as you're falling. You're like, vertigo,
you can tell you're gonna die when you're like falling too far. You're like, oh my god.
Well, it gives you that like weird like vertigo feeling.
Do you think it actually has?
In a game.
Do you think it actually has a vertigo? Like it stretches as you fall?
I don't know, but it's like somehow it depends on if they get the height and the distances and the fall speed and stuff correct. Then actually your mind thinks that you really are like falling in the virtual world, and you're like, ah, fuck, vertigo feeling. But I've seen so many games where they implement the falling so poorly somehow. You don't get it all, and you're like, ah, this feels fake. Uninstall.
Fuck, that was the boat we were supposed to ride.
Leave the review that says uninstall because didn't get vertigo.
Sir, that was the boat we were supposed to get on. It just left.
Oh, how often does it go?
Like every 2 minutes or something.
Oh.
Look back on the city, though. Here, let's take a screenshot.
I thought you were going to tell me... Man, it does look pretty nice from here, yeah. I thought you were going to tell me it was going to take like 30 minutes, and I'd be like, fuck. Talking about...
It used to take fucking 10 or something. At the original game. If you'd miss the thing, you'd be like, time to make some food.
Time to go through all my skills and bags.
Look at all my skills. Okay, let me look what else.
And everything.
Let me look at the skills. I wanted to look at that shit. So they changed the spell book. You get now check your spell book in your general tab or whatever, first tab. You steal these weird things like honorable mention and fast track 2 on the first page. Fast track at the top there, the blue arrow. Experience gained from killing monsters and completing quests increased by 10%. Why? What is that? Why do you have that? Why is it a skill? Why is that even a thing? Why couldn't you just increase the amount you get?
Want warriors to
No, I'll tell you.
Faster, or what?
I'll tell you what it is. So those bonuses normally used to be if you joined a guild, the guild could spend points. Like if you somehow you'd gain your guild itself would earn experience based on what the members would do, and then eventually the guild master could spend those points to unlock guild-wide bonuses, like these things like fast track. So then people would be like, one of them is something like your mount speed is increased by 10%, and like another one is like that increased experience or whatever the fuck, or increased reputation gain. And so then the people would all vote like, or bitch at the guildmaster. Ultimately the guildmaster just makes the decision, but you know, they'd be like, no, we want fast track first, we want to gain increased experience first, you know, or blah blah blah. And like, but then people complained and they were like, but I'm not in a guild, why should only guild people get these bonuses? Well, how about because they're working together to achieve a goal, and that's why they're getting the reward. You didn't do shit. You want to be a fucking...
I want to do nothing to contribute, but I want the things that everyone else gets.
I want it anyway. Yeah, here's the boat. Yeah, exactly. So now you have all these bonuses, and you don't even know where the fuck they came from or why they're there. Right? And that's the end result. It's like, now everyone has fast track, and everyone has honorable mention, increase your honor gain. But if everyone has it, why even write it there? Why even have a spell book? Why even...
Yeah.
Why not just give you more honor from a kill and just not tell you that there's a 10% bonus? It's like, you know, it's like when, what's it called? Well, a store like Walmart or something says like 20% off, but then it's always 20% off. So is it ever actually, is it even 20%?
The price is even marked up. It's even marked up, so it's not actually 20% off.
Right, they want it to look like it's been reduced, yeah. All right.
That's how they do it. They first mark it up from $100 to $130, and then they take it down 20%. They go 20% up.
Yeah.
Price never changed at all.
Have you ever ridden one of these boats, by the way? We never did this last time, did we?
No, we did the air thingy, the air.
We flew.
Balloon. What is it called? Airship.
Airship. That's on Horde side. Oh, when we were playing.
I saw that. Yeah.
When we were playing before, like back in a few years ago, when we played with Blood Elf or whatever. I think you've only ever done...
Sailor Hot Girl over here on the front of them.
What's her name? Sailor Fairfolk. Oh, Fairfolk. Ooh. Careful, don't jump off the boat.
If you jump,
she's not that fair.
Swim all the way back to the land.
Well, and then wait for the boat, yeah. So, on Horde side, they have airships. On Alliance side, we have actual boats to go between shit. So we just went from one continent to the other. We're arriving here at... Teldrassil. Look, it's a giant tree. It's so big that it's covered in mist. Do you see that shit right in front of us? It's a giant tree trunk.
Is this the giant Deku tree from Zelda?
Pretty much, yeah. This is the Night Elf home city capital. Is this giant tree?
Or in more recent times, I suppose, the giant tree in Grounded, because, you know, you're tiny, so the tree looks giant in the center of the map.
Wait, that boat arrives here? What's the other boat? Where's the other boat arrive then? What the fuck?
This is your land? This is where your player
Oh, the
comes
other
from?
boat is over there. Yeah, so no, because I'm not a night elf. I'm a fucking Draenei, actually. So this would be where the night elves come from. We won't. Do you want to actually? Let's go in the city real quick. It'd be a shame to come all the way here and not go in the city. But I was gonna take you to my home city, Exodar. I wanted to show you that last time before, or at least before.
Then can I quit and uninstall this shit?
Yeah. I want to know. Well, I wouldn't install it yet, just in case you do hate the other one, because what we're gonna be switching to isn't Wrath of the Lich King Classic. It's Wrath of the Lich King old version. It's not a classic, so there's none of the graphical improvements. There's no texture upgrades. You know, there's no extra grass.
Shit, I'll have to see how bad it looks, I guess.
It's like the original fucking old Wrath of the Lich King.
I'll have to see just how bad it looked originally.
But I wanted to know your opinion of this city.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Interesting color scheme.
Everything in the Night Elf world
it.
is pink and blue, including the Night Elves. Did you notice?
Pretty cool.
Did you look at this? This is actually the bank. This is the bank. It's a giant bear. If you look up, there's a bear. Giant wooden bear. See, because, you know, they respect their trees and their nature so much, they decided to carve it into a giant fucking bear. Or no.
It's a bear tree.
It happened on its own. Yeah, it grew that way. That's the bank.
Bear tree.
Here's like the main bridge that goes to the crafting everything quarters. We turn off the user interface.
I'm pretty much gonna make the same character.
Warrior? You like the warrior?
Yeah. Try to get past actually like level 11 or whatever the hell I've reached.
Look at the bear now. Look at his face. Looks more like an angry squirrel or something, actually, now that I think about it.
Looks weird from here.
Maybe that's a squirrel.
Looks better from closer. Now it looks like if the AI tried to draw a bear and it turned out kind of weird. This is cool, yeah, it's a cool area. Cool city.
What about these guys? The Ancient of War.
It's like an evil ent, evil version of an ent. Like a rock ent or something with horns.
Here, take a screenshot. The ent.
He's gonna rape me! No, please, no! Don't let him!
Too close, too close. Get back, get back. Too close. Screenshot. He doesn't fit on it.
No, please,
doesn't even fit on the camera with that way.
Like the pervert who's like, you know, don't rape me. Whoops.
Wait, look this way. Face towards the way I'm looking. Where that's where the camera's at. Where'd you go? Oh, there you are. Stand there for a second. Don't move. Don't move. Don't fucking move. Alright, perfect.
I don't know how my pants came undone all the way down to my ankles. I don't know.
Alright, let's get the fuck out of here.
I swear, please don't.
So back this way, where we're not gonna go, but that way is the starting zone. So you start in like little baby zone, and it's inside the tree. You're all inside the tree, and then you eventually reach the city here.
Safe inside the tree.
Yeah, over here to the right is all these different buildings, which are all the different little crafting, like tailoring and enchanting, and each building has its own little thingy, you know.
Very nice. When was this added? Like, what year was this shit added?
This is in the original game, in vanilla.
Oh, really? Wow, they already had this.
This is like the Night Elf starting zone, which is like a lot of people played Night Elf because they were the hot females, you know. The OG hot female characters from video games. I don't know.
Now, what do you do if you try to play a modern game where they don't have any hot females? What do?
I don't know. You look at porn.
Play a male character.
Oh, that's right. Well, at least while you still can.
Your game just turns into a prison yard, and it's just, you know, it's only men.
Well, that would be not allowed either. Because there would be too many men in the game, you know. Oh fuck! There's the boat. Alright, this
Men
way.
are hated as well.
No! Oh, the boat just arrived. Okay, go run to the boat.
I'm going as fast as I can.
Faster! You gotta go faster. No.
Not possible in this game.
I think we'll make it. Don't worry.
Unless there's certain things certain skills you get later.
Yeah, not as the warrior though.
Imagine you get on there and it leaves just as I'm like, and I just miss it like it's a movie scene, you know.
Well, so the warrior, what he does is, you know how sometimes you see little critters around, like squirrels and tiny little frogs and shit on the ground, which are not combat enemies or whatever? You can charge to them. That's how you get speed boost.
Oh shit! Wow, I never thought of that.
That's how you get around faster.
Wisp up here.
The wisp is like when you die as a night elf, you turn into a wisp, like when you're doing ghost mode travel.
Oh.
So, I don't know, it must be a night elf. They're always flying around doing shit.
Jump. Oh no, fuck me.
Oh my god, he's falling off.
God damn it, I actually fell. How long does this thing wait?
It's leaving now.
Oh my god.
What the fuck?
I literally was trying to jump to the higher part of it and...
Mistakes are made, damn it. Okay, whatever.
Said it's 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Jesus
Look at this
Christ.
fucking fool over there.
I was just trying to jump to the higher part of the ship, and then I
It's been done. It
happens.
happens all the time, especially when you've never done it. But then, once you miss the boat a few times, you stop doing that shit.
Well, time to uninstall. Okay, I won't uninstall it, but
Also, I want to show you Exodar because when we switch to this,
it look like shit.
well, no, because it's like I'm actually gonna be playing a night elf. I think. Because I don't want to make a paladin.
Look at the map for a second. Are we inside of a giant tree?
We're on the outside of it now. When you take that little teleport to the tent there, you teleport
that's how you
out.
get inside. I see. Okay.
Which is like, why won't my map open? Oh, because my interface is turned off. It turned off my interface. Hiding it. Hiding it because it's... What's the point of seeing all that when you could just see the world?
Yep. That game Mist, by the way, if you mouse over the map at the top left, there's a place called Mist or something called Mist up there. Exclamation mark.
Quest, yeah.
Yeah. So that game Mist, spelled with a Y, has actually in my mind, you know,
How you spelled Mist?
was spelled with M-Y-S-T because of that fucking game. Growing up at that time.
See, I should have known because I played that game on the only computer in the computer lab with a CD-ROM. And that was in 5th grade. So spelling bee 6th grade, I probably should have known how to spell mystery based on that game. But maybe that's why I was like, there's no fucking way it's spelled that way. Because that's the game.
Another thing is, remember in school, back in my day, when we had to walk in 6 feet deep snow to get to school, you know, as they always say, like,
Up the mountain, 30 minutes, yes.
Yes. There was actually, I remember there's a few girls named, and this is like, I guess a name they have.
Misty?
I don't even know if this name is Misty, but I don't know if this is a name anymore that girls have because they probably would make fun of it now. Because they're like, ooh, you're Misty? Are you like, you know, is that fart fog around you? Like, everything's made fun of now, so I don't think that name is used anymore. Or if anyone had that name, they changed their name to something else. I don't know. You go by something else now. Also, I think it was M-Y-S, wasn't it? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was M-I-S.
I don't know how to spell. I was defeated in 6th grade at spelling, so I don't even try.
Mystery. Because, you know, normally it should have been M-I-S-T-E-R-Y, but it was M-Y, right? M-Y-S-T.
Doesn't make any sense. All right, come up here to the top part. Don't jump off the boat.
It has a Y at the middle and the end. It's really weird.
It's ridiculous.
What did you do? Did your mind explode when you realized that you had been defeated and everyone was laughing at you? Was it like a scene out of a movie?
Yes. Well, especially since I beat everyone.
You're like, I'm positive. And then they were like, sorry to inform you.
They're like, this idiot beat our entire class and then failed on this word we all could have easily spelled. They're like, God, this fucking loser.
You were probably like, And if they're reviewing you, the aliens with their technology, where they can go back and view it any time in any place, you know, they can go back in time and view your whole actual lifetime like a movie. Like, this was the moment where the serial killer began, you know. I could pinpoint it back to that moment where he became a serial killer.
All right, so let's just
was defeated 100% emotionally, mentally, and
let's just go look at this Exodar.
Yeah.
Because then when actually we play this older, newer, we're switching to a new client, but the old version. So we're going very short.
Is this the north part of the, or just going to this little even smaller island?
Yep.
Azure Mist Isle. This feels like it was added later.
Yep. This is like, yeah.
They're like, where else could we put a? Where else could we put a new content? Oh, I know. We'll make it a little tiny island on the left corner. Perfect.
And it's like spaceship crash landed here, and that's the city. Exodar is like a spaceship, I guess.
I see.
Some shit like
and
that.
And they're like, it'll also be purple and pinkish and weird shades of cyan and green. Because we really like that from the other cities, so we need more of that. So this one's more like a ghostly. Now in Soul Reaper, you go into the ghost world.
Yeah.
Is more like, be more like this kind of weird.
Desaturated or something.
Desaturated greens and pinks. Yeah. And purples. Yeah, that's how this is.
The ground is dark.
Ghost Reaper world version of the other city we were just in. This looks pretty cool though. I like this shit. I actually like the aesthetic of this better than the other city. Somehow.
Than the Night Elf one? Yeah.
I think this is a little bit cooler, yeah. The color scheme is a little bit cooler. A little bit more subtle. It's like an artiste, a real artiste that made this one, you know?
Yeah, this looks kind of nice. This was
Le Grand Master.
This was added at the same time as the Blood Elf zone, and I don't like the way the Blood Elf zone looks. That feels like a little child's. I don't know. I don't even know what to say. But it's because they're trying to make it themed like high elves or blood elves, you know.
I thought there was an area in Borderlands 3, like later into the game, where it had this weird kind of purplish area like this. Wasn't there like a temple type area which looked cool like this, similar color scheme? And I really like that one. It's like the purple nighttime kind of weird zone or something. I don't know. I seem to recall something like that. Probably completely wrong.
So I was gonna show you this once I reached level 20. I was gonna bring you here.
Wow. Look at this freakish mace this guy has. That's the most epic mace I've ever seen in a game. Holy shit. That thing is crazy.
Brutal.
That is a tool of wreaking damage more than
his name is a
handheld tool.
He's an Exodar peacekeeper. Keeps the peace.
Wow. He'll keep the peace with that.
This guy's got the baby toy version of it.
You know, like, look at that. Look, yeah, it's the toy version. Like, look at a baseball bat and look at this. If you saw this versus a baseball bat, which would scare you a lot more.
This one's designed to crack your skull in half or something.
This one will only cut, poke, pierce, and do like every kind of imaginable damage.
Look at these freaks in here. They're very religious. These
wow, they're alien freaks.
They're aliens, but they're also like the other paladin class or whatever. Like, they can play, or the other race that could do paladin and stuff, and also they could do shamans, so they're like mystical, very, you know.
Pretty cool, pretty cool. And is there actual, where's the alien city? Is that in here?
Yeah, it's this thing. So like this is the ship that crashed or something, I think. Not actually sure. I think that's what this is. I think because like look over there, see that's like a chunk broken apart. I think, I don't know. Maybe I'm. Wait a minute. Let me look
Maybe
at
you've invented this in your own mind.
Let me look at the map. Maybe this crash city is just. Oh, that's just this over. That's just the start zone, which we're not going to run to. Ammon Vale. Maybe this is a crash ship. I don't fucking know. Let's go down into the city.
Cool. Pretty nice design here.
My main problem.
So this would not be in the. Oh, it would.
It is.
It has the up to the Wrath of the Lich King.
Yeah. So what they added for the new content is Worgen for Alliance and Goblin for Horde, and they have their own start zone cities, but you can't even visit them as these other characters. So no one gets to see them other than like the goblins come from a slum, which is made with like fucking pipes and like just race car tracks everywhere, and it's like everyone there is super corporate and they talk about like business shit, you know. And the Worgen come from
like crazy armor. Pretty cool.
Look at this shit. Glowing. Look at this light. Can you stand here for a screenshot?
Cool. This is the well, you never played Doom 2016 all the way, but there was like this giant portal beam thing in the later parts of the game. Which looked cool. It was like an energy beam, giant laser thing. It was very
screenshot right there. Screenshot.
Cool.
Screen captured.
Visually very stunning for 2016 or whatever year that game came out. Ahead of its time, sir. Ahead of its time.
Down here is the actual city. But the main thing I don't like about the city is like everything's purposefully stretched apart, too far apart. Like you want to get from one vendor to another. Now you have to run like 200 meters. Like who the fuck would design it? Like what kind of alien advanced civilization would design a city this inefficient? You know.
They come from the planet called Subscriberton. Yes,
yeah.
That's who. Their capital city, Bankerton.
Look at this shit.
Banker
Pretty epic.
Down,
Like I like the colors in here though. It's all glowing and glowing crystals. We're going down Crystal Lane. That's where all the druggies do crystal meth. Crystal Lane.
Crystal Lane. Sounds like a name of a meth addict whore.
Porn, meth addict porn star or streamer.
Yes.
OnlyFans. I guess these are their heroes and they have them captured in their some shit. Anyways.
You pay her to do more meth, so at the end she goes, has a seizure.
Wow.
Yeah,
Alright, okay.
Jesus Christ.
Anyways, let's switch to the other game.
Yeah.
We might come back to this, probably not.
We'll just quit here, so if we do come here, we can start here.
Yeah.